You know, when you're recording, you need to set up a mix sometimes for the vocalist or for the group and the bands and they're playing. And they want to hear, you know, they're in the headsets, they want to hear play the drums and playing the guitar. These guys are going at it. But they got to have a headphone set mix. And the singer's got to have a mix so she can hear or he can hear what the vocals are going to sound like. And they want a certain level. They always do. Everybody does. We all want what we want, you know? And in the studio, you're in the control room, you may need a certain level for you. Or you may just send that same level back to them so you can hear what they hear and help them get the job done right. And here are two ways we can do a headphone set mix. So here's how it works. I'm going to go over here and show you that in the options menu, there's no ability to do a headphone set mix whatsoever. You know, so stop that. What you can do though, is we can set it up. So I'm going to go here to this cue out. I'll go here, and I want to configure this so I can get a headphone set mix going. Now here we have the audio output device. I'm using the built-in output, the 1 and 2 output for my computer. That's only 1 and 2. I need to have more outputs, one for the main out and one for the headphone set mix. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to select the Digidesign Mbox 2 Pro. Because I have 6 in, but 8 outputs. So I can feed a couple headsets there. So I'm going to go here to Output Configuration. And here you can see I have 1 and 2 for my main out, 1 and 2 mono, 3 and 4 mono, and 3 and 4 stereo. And of course, 5, 6, 7, and 8, either mono or stereo, however I want to do that. So I have enough outputs. I just want to use 3 and 4 for now. So I'll do that. I'll press OK. And then I'll close the dialog box here for preferences for audio. Now next, you'll notice here in options, we still don't have that option yet to use the cue switches. So what I'll do, I'm going to go back here where it says cue out. I'm going to select 3-4. And now we have 3-4. You'll notice that the cue or the solo button turned to cue now. I'll go back to 1, 2, and you'll see it's solo. And I go to 3-4. It's cue. So now you also see that where there was solo buttons, they're now headphone set buttons. So if I press play, you'll notice here it says 3-4, nothing's going in there. In order to send the audio levels to the headphone set mix from here, I need to click on these headphone set icons. It used to be these solo icons. And now, you'll see, that's too loud there. So you can see the levels going in there and how loud they are. So what I can do now, it's in the red. And I can pull this down and get it, it's in the green. That looks better. That's much better. I'll bring it back up a little bit. And now we have 2 separate mixes. We've got one going for the main room, the master out, and one going for the cue out. But they have the same mix levels. And you notice that the ones that are set up for the headphone set are green, are blue rather, and if it's not going to the headset, it's green, as you can see here with the sends. So send the sends there also. So be aware of that as well. If you're going to make sure you're going to do a headphone set mix, you have to notice that it goes from green to blue when you're sending the headphone set mix out. That's important to know. Okay, so if I don't want to do this, I want to do something different. I may need to send a separate different mix. Maybe a different mix in my room. I'm going to send a different mix to the band or to the guitar player. The guitar player says I want less bass. The drummer says I want more guitar. You know, so everybody wants what they want in the studio, and we got to keep everybody happy. They want to play the music. It's good to have a good vibe in the studio. A good vibe is important. So I'll stop it here. I'll say, okay, look, you know what we're going to do? We'll have separate mixes. And what I'll do is I'll go back here. I'll turn this cue off, and we'll stop that. Next, I'll push all these solo buttons off. I don't need them. So let's get them all off here. We won't need these solo buttons at all. Great. Now the next thing I want to do is create a separate mix. So I'm going to go over here to create, and I'm going to create an insert return track. Here it is right there, insert return, perfect. So now, I want to send stuff to this track, and it's D, so it says D now. So first I want to name it, because I hate to sit around and what's on that track, where's that again, I forgot it. So I put down Q mix. Now I know it's a headphone set mix, Q mix. Now here, the audio too is going to the master. Well, the master is in the control room. I don't want to go there. I want to go to an external source out. So I'm going to go here and go to X out. See that? And it's going to be 3-4. And there's 3-4 stereo. I grab that. Now I'm getting someplace. Now next, in order to feed the volumes in there and get the mixes they want, I will use the descends to send levels in there. I'll turn it on, and you'll notice that. I'll turn this off again, turn this down, and nothing's going in that D return. I'll turn it up some now, and now we have something going in there. And here, the next track and the next track, and you want to get levels for that particular person in there, you know. Whatever they want, you want to give them what helps them to get the job done properly. That sounds good. Now, once that's done, we may want to send them also some of the other effects as well. So we may want to send some of the reverb, some of the delay, some of that bass chorus. So hear the bass little chorus on it. Bass player might love that. And so we got that. In order to get that there, we're going to press this post button and make it pre for a D. So what happens here, those signals are coming back here through pre. And they're getting right there through pre for us, see? And they're coming to D right here. And that's how we can send a separate mix into the vocal booth or the group room.